Unit 4 review. So we really feels like we flew through those 20 lessons, doubling up on them, most days there and getting through it. So we're just going to go through and see what we learned throughout that unit and get prepared for, give us a little refresher as we get into the summative review tomorrow, or the summative test tomorrow. And always think about when you're taking an exam, make sure you understand the directions, understand what the question is asking before you submit a response, and read through the directions carefully. Here, of course, we'll be combining a lot of, since there's only 11 questions, we got a number of the drop-down boxes, the paragraph form stuff we've been doing. So they'll probably include multiple ideas. There might be a paragraph or a passage that deals with punctuation and subject-verb agreement and things like that as we go. So as we're reading along here, just make sure that you understand what the idea they're asking you to answer is. All right, so let's start up here, and right off the bat, we're going to have like 7 drop-down boxes, and we got some multiple choice at the end. So I'll go ahead and read through here and call on you guys as we go. So getting started early here. To whom it may concern. As an animal lover, I am sad to see how many stray and abandoned cats are living in my neighborhood. Some of them may have had homes in the past, but no one is taking care of these poor cats anymore. Blank about to have kittens. Grace, what do we do here?
Then we have had one is taking care of the poor cats. C.
So that's a subject-verb agreement idea, right? Which forms of the pronouns are we using? Which form of verbs are we using? So going to C, there are many of them about to have kittens. So we're talking about more than one cat, right? We're using plurals here, plural verbs, plural noun, or plural subject, I should say. There are many of them about to have kittens, while others seem to be wild. Cats are living even in abandoned houses. These poor animals have no one to care for them. They blank that they can find in their neighborhood. Tracy, what do we use here?
Yet they eat the only food. They only eat the food. They eat the food only. They eat only the food. They eat only the food. D.
D, yeah, D as in dog. They eat only the food. So there's that modifier, right? We talked about misplaced and dangling modifiers, making sure only as a modifier is in the correct spot. Good job. They eat only the food that they can find in the neighborhood. That way we're directing only towards the food they can find and not only eat, right? Only the food that they can find in the neighborhood. If they can't find enough food, they go hungry or starve. Poor kitties. I care about cats, but these strays blank Sasha Gay. What will we put here?
These trees are to be.
B, right? They throw a couple things at us here, right? First off, well, largely they're talking, it's about the correct form of to, right? So those often confused words, that was part of one of our lessons, right? So TOO, right, means also, basically. So these strays are, or I'm not sorry, not to, it means more, right? TOO is more big, or more of a problem, right? You can say something like that. So I care about cats, but these strays are too, TOO, big of a problem. I can't feed and take care of all the stray cats in the neighborhood. These cats need loving homes where they will get the food and shelter they deserve. They also need access to proper medical care. Recently, I asked the local animal officer to come to my neighborhood. She looked at a pregnant cat and made sure it was seen by a veterinarian. This problem is not confined just to my neighborhood either. There are many abandoned cats in every neighborhood in the city. Every pet owner needs to be responsible and not let blank outside if they are not spayed or neutered. Nilda, what do we want to use here?
Not what. A.
Yep, his or her, right? So our clue here, every, right? Every pet owner, if we use every or each, that, remember back a few lessons ago, that kind of tripped me up because I kind of forgot how the sentence had started. Every pet owner needs to be responsible and not let his or her animals go outside if they are not spayed or neutered. Great job. So yeah, that's if you're using every or each, then you're going to use singulars. You're going to use individuals. So rather than they, there, you're going to use his or her. So his or her animals go outside if they are not spayed or neutered. If stray cats become pregnant, the problem gets worse. I ask all of my neighbors to join me in helping resolve the problem of abandoned and stray animals. Okay, so there's number one. We'll submit there. Yep, green all the way. All right, and 2. So, dear Mr. Gold, we at Ann Arbor Bank wish to take this opportunity. Thank you. Continued business for the. So over the years, Grace, looks like a punctuation deal here. What do we use? Compound sentence, perhaps.
D.
D. So we at Ann Arbor Bank wish to take this opportunity to thank you for your continued business over the years. These are difficult economic times. So we're leaving that one sentence there and then creating a new sentence, right? So the other options there, because these are difficult economic times, that doesn't work that well. And these are difficult economic times. You would want you need an and, you need a conjunction to combine those. Only one that really works there is D, one sentence and then a second sentence. So these are difficult economic times. We appreciate the opportunity to serve your banking and credit needs. So that we can offer our loyal customers continued access to credit, we must make some important changes to our current credit card agreements. For your account ending in 0478, the annual percentage rate APR will increase from 9.99% to, oh my God, 29.99%. You may opt out of the new program if you wish to do so. You must notify the bank within 60 days of the date of this letter. You may then continue to pay the balance at the existing rate, and the card will be deactivated at the next annual renewal date. Should you choose to continue using your Ann Arbor Bank card, let's see, Christiana, you want to try that one?
Yeah. C or A?
Yeah, so we don't use, this is about, right? So here it's just Ann Arbor Bank. That's going to be capitalized, right? Because it's talking about a specific location. Card, so debit card, credit card, whatever it may be, that you don't need to capitalize, right? That's kind of just a generic thing. So using your Ann Arbor Bank card beyond, and of course, December, right? Months, days of the month, years, or, weeks, all that stuff, or days of the week, months of the year, we capitalize. So December obviously is going to be capitalized. December 31st. Your new APR will take effect upon the following billing cycle. Further, we regret to announce that soon we will be raising the late payment fee for all of our credit cards. The current fee of $15 will increase to $35. This change will also take effect in the next billing cycle. I'm telling you, I think I'd be finding a new bank. This is the case for me. We at Ann Arbor Bank are optimistic that these changes will better position us to serve the needs of our customer in the years ahead. Along with the changes described above, we are also offering select credit card account holders the option of raising their existing credit limits. Please contact our credit card services department today to see if you qualify. In just a few minutes, our customer service representative, Tracy, what do we do here?
Our customer represents the who are available on Saturday. Available. C.
C. Let's see here. It's B. Let's see. So representatives, we you're on the right track though, because what you're going to do, right? You have a interrupting phrase there. So B, right? Just a few minutes. Our customer service representatives, comma, who are available on Saturdays, comma, can approve your request and estimate your new credit limit. So, right, we could just take out that little bit of extra information and we still have a complete thought. We still have a complete sentence. So they're just telling you that they're available on Saturdays, basically. So yeah, so who are available on Saturdays, comma, can approve your request and estimate your new credit limit. We thank you for your business. Sasha Gay, what do we use here?
C.
C, close. We don't need semicolon, just and. Yeah. So here, right, we have, we thank you for your business and look forward to serving you in the future. So no punctuation needed because we don't have a complete idea, right? These aren't two complete ideas. Look forward to serving you in the future. We're joining the idea of your business and look forward to working with you in the future. The other options there, the first one, right? It's getting a little, we're being too repetitive, right? By saying we thank you and then we also look forward. We can combine those ideas. B, right? This is the right answer. Business. There's a trick right there. C, you see a semicolon and the word and, right? So I kept mentioning, right? You use the semicolon to replace and, so you would not use those together. And then the other one subsequently does not fit really well with the ideas there. It's not like a series of events happening. They're, thanking you and looking forward to serving in the future. It's not a cause and effect type of scenario. Okay, so B, all right, we had D, C, B, B. On to number 3. Instructions for reading nutrition labels. I feel like we've done some stuff with nutrition before. I think we're talking about whole grains or something before. So the nutrition label on a food product is easy to find and blank. Nilda.
Fine. This is to find.
We're zooming out.
A.
Read. So we need punctuation there. We need, yeah. So the semicolon. So D. And they throw two things at us, right? So frequently confused words, right? So we have read and read. We have read as in the activity of reading a book, or REED, which is a noun like part of like a long stem plant or something, right? A reed, or like the part of a mouthpiece and like a clarinet, the reed. But here we have a complete idea at the beginning. We have a complete sentence. The nutrition label on a food product is easy to find and read. Now we're joining that with another complete idea. So we're going to use, we know we're going to use a semicolon, and the fact that we're using however, right? We're going to use that comma after however. So to find and read, however, comma, understanding the label can be challenging. Right, so there's another complete idea. Understanding the label can be challenging. It's a short sentence we're putting there at the end, or idea. First, note the serving size at the top of the label. The information that follows relates to the serving size. Christiana, what we use here?
B.
A. We to list items, right? So the information that follows relates to the serving size. So we have a complete idea there. We use the colon, and then we're separating out a list of ideas or a list of information. So to the serving size, colon, 100 calories, 200 calories in 2 servings, 300 calories. A list there. When you're comparing calories in different foods, compare the serving size. Sometimes similar foods will share serving sizes. This labeling information may cause some difficulty when you compare calories. Next, note the difference between the good ingredients and the bad ingredients. The bad ingredients, such as fat, cholesterol, and sodium, are listed first. You'll want to limit your intake of these. The percent daily value number will help you accomplish this goal. Use this rule of thumb when interpreting percent daily value numbers. 5% is low and 20% is high. Some prepared foods that might seem like healthy choices can actually be very high in percent value of bad ingredients. For example, a can of tomato soup might have as much as 30% of your daily value of sodium. The good ingredients, such as Grace, what do we do here?
Such as vitamin, calcium, and B.
B. So, right, we don't have a complete idea necessarily, right? Good ingredients such as. So we don't want to use the colon, right? The good ingredients such as. If I say that, okay, that's not a whole idea there. So such as vitamins, calcium, and iron. Iron. Well, wait a minute here. We say B. Oh yeah. That's right. Okay, so yeah, you're setting off that information. So it's a little weird because we have a list and we have an interrupting phrase all in one. So the good ingredients are listed last, right? We have a complete idea there, but we're adding in information to that. It also happens to be in a list. So the good ingredients, comma, such as vitamins, calcium, and iron, comma, are listed last. So that one, lots going on there. But yeah, so B, you want to increase your intake of these items. Again, the percent value number will help you accomplish this goal. For example, 45% vitamin C is a good high number. Good foods do not necessarily have high percent values in all good areas on the label. Depending on the type of item, the food may be high in some good nutritional areas, calcium, for example, and in low others. Tracy, how do we handle this?
And low in a or the vitamin C, for example, or the vitamin C, for example, or the vitamin C. B.
A. They give us a little bit of clue because they use those parentheses before. So maybe high in some good nutritional areas, calcium, for example, and low in others. parentheses, vitamin C, for example. So they're setting off our examples, right, in those parentheses as additional information. Again, using those, we know without those parentheses, without that information in there, we still have a complete idea. So you could just say, depending on the type of item, the food may be high in some good nutritional areas and low in others. Or you still have a complete idea there. The author is inserting some additional information with the parentheses. Similarly, foods may be high in some good areas and also high in some bad areas. For example, fruit juices can be high in several vitamins, but also high in sugars and calories. Not everything you eat fills every nutritional need, but reading nutritional labels can help you make informed decisions about what you buy. Okay, now we have 4. And you'll see, right, we're using multiple ideas, right? We're encountering punctuation, we're encountering verb-noun agreement, commonly confused words, things like that. Dear editor, recently, the city placed red light cameras at several major intersections. City leaders argue that the purpose of these cameras is to improve traffic safety in the community. They suggest the red light cameras can reduce the number of accidents that occur when drivers run red lights. I believe that the effectiveness and purpose of these cameras deserve further review before the city tries Sasha Gay. What do we need here?
Is it C?
C, yes. Remember, we talked about this as far as in standard English, the use of to or and. So, you know, we confuse those sometimes when we're creating sentences. So, of these cameras deserve further review before the city tries to spend more of its taxpayers' money, right? Okay, so further review before the city tries to spend more of its money, taxpayers' money, despite the city's Nilda. What do we do here?
Despite the
Scary, man. Yeah, go think it's kind of scary. He does that too, man. It's really
D.
City's claims. Yeah. So, right, this is all about understanding which form of the possessive you're using, whether it's plural or singular. We're talking about one city. So it's going to be CITY apostrophe S, right? That's going to be the possessive form. City's claims, all right, comma. So despite the city's claims, studies have shown that red light cameras do not necessarily reduce the risk of accidents in the intersections at which they are placed. In fact, these studies suggest that the presence of red light cameras at an intersection will cause more drivers to slam on their brakes for yellow lights. As a result, the number of accidents at an on-camera intersection may actually increase because of a surge in rear-end collisions. Further examination of the tickets generated by local red light cameras reveals a troubling trend. Over the past 6 months, the large majority of these tickets have been written for right turn violations. Only a very small minority of the tickets penalized drivers who had run a red light, because accidents caused by an improper right turn rarely results. Christiana, what do you hear?
Rarely results in A.
We want B, rarely result, because accidents caused by an improper right turn rarely in serious injuries or fatalities. Accidents is our subject. We have a plural. Result or plural verb. So because accidents caused by an improper right turn rarely serious injuries or fatalities. Claims that the cameras have been installed primarily for safety seem suspect. Given the various problems and questions associated with red light cameras, the city's stated motivation for installing these devices seem dubious. If truly concerned with improving safety, Grace, what do we want here?
Um, this confusing. I'll go with A.
Yeah, so truly concerned with improving safety, the city could apply other practices. So we have a subordinate clause there of truly concerned with improving safety. And then we have the subject, right? And the verb there, the city could apply other practices. So A, as it stands, city leaders appear more concerned with bolstering our community's dwindling revenues through increased ticketing. Okay. All right, number 5 here. So Birmingham City Planning Department staff highlights from annual Southeast Groundwater Conference. I realize that many of you have been waiting for some notes from Assistant Director Ron Taylor. Tracy?
From Assistant Director Ron Taylor and I summarizing Ron Taylor and myself, Ron Taylor and me and Ron Taylor. Ron Taylor and me, see?
I. So that's the subject, Ron Taylor and I. So, and as I mentioned, a lot of times subject is at the beginning of the sentence, not always, but if you're using me and if you're trying to remember which one to use, me or I, think about where it's falling in the sentence. That'll help. So Ron Taylor and I, summarizing our recent trip to the 10th annual Southeast Groundwater Conference. Here they are. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. 5. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I was splitting the sentence up wrong. It is C. That's totally on me. Yeah, I was thinking that was the start of the sentence. And I realized when I was reading it, it's like, no, that doesn't make sense. I apologize for that, Tracy. Yeah, C, I realized that many of you have been waiting for some notes from Assistant Director Ron Taylor and me. So it is the object that we're using there. It is in the middle of the sentence or later in the sentence. Sorry about that. So I realized that many of you have been waiting for some notes from Assistant Director Ron Taylor and me. Summarizing our recent trip to the 10th annual Southeast Groundwater Conference. Here they are. Over 200 city managers and regional planners met in Atlanta, Georgia for the conference. The goal of the conference was to highlight examples of successful regional planning in which urban areas work together to reduce their water usage or cope with water shortages. Representative from the United States Environmental Protection Agency and the Southeast Watershed Association reviewed trends in water usage. The data they provided showed the last effects of last year's drought, indicating that water levels were only just beginning to return to their pre-drought levels. Blank. Sasha Gay, what do we do here?
Their data.
We got to have that information, right? We have to have that antecedent. We can't just use this, that, or which data is just wrong, but this or that. We got to have something else to refer back to the sentence prior. So their data showed the success of different states' water reduction guidelines in reducing the amount of water spent for landscaping and business use. The keynote speech of the conference was provided by environmentalist Susan Jeffrey. All right, Nilda, what do we use here?
A.
B, who. So this is part of the subject. When we talk about, so Susan Jeffrey, who spoke on the possible danger that natural gas drilling poses to the groundwater. Her speech raised as many questions as it answered about how groundwater might be affected by natural gas fracking. Neither the pro-drilling faction nor the anti-fracking faction, Christiana, we use here.
Um, is it C?
It's A. So remember we talked about nor after that. If it is singular, then we use the singular verb. So neither the pro-drilling faction nor, in this case, the anti-fracking faction, that's going to be considered a singular noun, anti-fracking faction, was entirely satisfied with her conclusion. So was will be our singular verb to go with that. Workshops in the conference develop strategies for helping counties and municipalities work together to develop comprehensive plans for working closely with state and federal agencies to utilize their watershed resources and for creating local groups to assist in meeting water quality and usage reduction goals. And why did it just log me out? I don't know what that's about. Let's get back in here. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Submit there. Okay, 2 more drop-down boxes and a handful of multiple choice. So, first, Bank of Georgia. We have, dear valued customer, banking is no longer the same as it blank. Grace, what do we want to do here?
Used to be D.
D, right? We talked about this, how when you put used and to together, those kind of run together. Those are commonly confused words and phrases, right? Part of that standard English. So you got to make sure that you're using the right form. Used to be, even though it's hard to hear that. These days, online banking has changed the ways the system works. Online service is now available to all customers. Our new and free online service allows customers to control Tracy. Pronoun we need here.
Yeah. To control their money easily. Their money. Their
B, right? So the rest of those, well, theys, that's just bad grammar. They are, right? That's contraction for they are. Their, T-H-E-I-R, right? There's the possessive form that we're looking for, plural possessive. Customers to control their money easily, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Our service is simple, fast, and easy to use. The main reason that people like online banking is convenience. You can bank from your home or office without having to travel to traditional fixed location bank branches. With a simple click of a mouse button, you can review your accounts, check balances, transfer money, and pay bills. Furthermore, by signing up for our electronic bill paying system, you can reap the benefits of having our patented e-bill notification. Remind you about upcoming due dates. Each of these features, another verb, noun, agreement. Sasha Gay, what do we do here?
R.
Is. So our tip off is that of each, right?
Yeah,
Each. So we treat them as individuals. So we're going to use singular is there. So each of these features is easily accessed and tracked via an online checkbook, which also gives you access to your archived bank records. We feature secure login and user authentication, SSL encryption to protect confidential information, and secure firewalls to prevent compromise from the internet. In addition, our online banking system is backed by an industry-leading security program. Our expert team ensures that our system meets the highest possible security standards. Want to learn more or get started? Nilda is here.
Want to learn more or get started? A.
So they're asking a question here. That's one of those tricky ones. So you want to learn more or get started, go to our website and click online banking at the top of our home page. If it says something like, if you want to learn more or get started, then you could go comma, go to our website. It really should start with do you want to learn more or get started? Something like that would be better. But here it's still asking that question. Want to learn more or get started? Go to our website and click online banking at the top of your homepage. Our homepage, you will find more details about the service as well as any application form, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so there we go. One more passage with drop down boxes. Sales team, information technology department, new laptops. Okay, after receiving management approval for, let's see, Christiana, what do we use here? So B, so we start with a dependent clause, right? After management approval, and then we need a subject there, right? So purchasing, and that's talking about like a department, right? An office within that company. Purchasing has bought our new laptops for the sales team to take on sales calls. The rules regarding the computers are as follows. Register with Tim Brown from the Information Technology Department, and he will distribute your laptop as needed. Because there are only 4 new laptops, they need to be available for all team members as much as possible. You can check out laptop no earlier than 1 day before a sales call and must return it no later than 1 day following your call. Leave a record of your username and password with Jill Goodman, Administrative Assistant for Information Technology. This information will allow management to have access to your files if needed. The new laptops may leave company premises only when you are away on sales call. On a sales call. They are not intended for Grace. What we use here.
They're not intended for C.
Yeah, we're addressing, but for the most part here, double negatives, right? Those first few choices, since you have not at the beginning, they are not intended for use at home or telecommuting. So that, yeah, basically what we did on double negatives there. Everything else there had not included in the answer, which is going to create a double negative. So they are not intended for use at home or telecommuting. Although laptops are company property, we expect employees to treat them as they would treat their own property. Tracy.
Who treats their own property whomever. Now, their own property whoever. Their own property who. Their own property whoever. Whomever. A.
Yeah. So A, right? So their property. Whoever checks out a laptop is responsible for security of confidential company information on the laptop and for laptop safekeeping. We ask that you do not leave your laptop unattended in any public area. We are confident that these new computers will help you with your sales. Nilda.
Yes, will you will help you with your A.
So here we want D. So in this case, we have sort of a cause and effect. So we are confident that these two computers will help you with your sales. Subsequently, you will be able to access company information from remote sites. And you only had two decent choices here, right? Because the way they use punctuation, and it's just a matter of understanding. You don't really have contrast in the sentence. It's about adding more information there. So subsequently, you will be able, I should say, to access company information from remote sites. If you have any questions, contact your supervisor or the information technology department. All right. Oh, and our favorite activity, right? Organizing a paragraph. So that's going to finish us out here. I'll read it here. Make sure you're reading along, looking for any paragraph or sentences that seem out of place. And here we go. So how to buy a digital camera. Although many people use their smartphones to take pictures, you may get higher quality photographs from a digital camera that isn't part of a phone. If you haven't purchased a digital camera before, the prospect of buying one may seem confusing. You may find yourself wondering, what's a megapixel and how many do I need? We have compiled the following information to bring the task of purchasing a digital camera into focus. More megapixels mean higher quality images. If you want to print the same clear images that you get from a photo lab, you need 4 or 5 megapixels. If you plan to exchange photographs with others electronically, 1 or 2 megapixels is enough. 2 megapixels are enough if you are exchanging electronically. With this feature, you can get clear images without sacrificing high quality prints. If you like to take close shots, you will want to get a camera with an optical zoom. Even more zoom features are possible with cameras that allow you to change the lens. A camera with a lot of memory can hold more pictures at one time. Once the memory card is full, transferring or the deletion of pictures is necessary before you can take more. Note, however, that you can buy and add memory cards to most cameras to increase capacity. So let's see, Grace, how about trying this first one for us here?
Okay. Which word or phrase would be most effective if inserted at the beginning of sentence 4? We have compiled the following information to bring the task of purchasing a digital camera into focus. A, finally. B, similarly. A, finally. B, similarly. C, therefore. And D, on the other hand. Okay. 4. Therefore, C.
There you go. Yeah, so it's like, sort of like a solution, right? So there, at the beginning of sentence 4. So, you may find yourself wondering, what's a megapixel? How many do I need? Therefore, all right, we have compiled the following information to bring the task of purchasing a digital camera. So offering a solution there that goes well with therefore. And number 9, Tracy, you want to try number 9?
Yes. Which is the best? What is the best place for the sentence A? 2 megapixels are enough if you are exchanging electronically. A, move sentence A to begin the paragraph. B, move sentence C, sentence A to follow the sentence 6. C, combine sentence A with the sentence 7 to eliminate word diness. C, remove sentence A. To bear with could I view the paragraph?
Sure. There you go.
More megapixels if you understand that you get the photo like you need to verify if you find to exchange photograph to if you are changing to megapixels. We can combine the sentence 7 and 8.
So we have repetitive information, right?
Yeah.
We could eliminate it. We can remove sentence 8. So we look that sentence beforehand, we say, if you notice, it caught me when I read it. So it said, if you plan to exchange photographs with others electronically, 1 or 2 pixels is enough, right? And then it basically, it's just restating the same thing again. So it says 2 megapixels are enough if you are exchanging electronically. So repetitive, giving us the same information, so we can eliminate that. It's going to be D as in dog, right? Yeah, it is sort of like C, where you're eliminating wordiness, but you're just going to completely cut it out. And if you come across a question where one of your answers is to remove it, look and see, is that information stated somewhere else in that paragraph? If it is, then you're just going to remove it. Or if it's nonsensical, if it doesn't follow, if it doesn't track with the rest of the information that's there, right? If we had a sentence about, traditional cameras, right? Film cameras, that would be out of place because we're talking about digital cameras. So we might want to remove something like that as well. All right, moving along, 2 more to go here. Sasha Gay, how about checking number 10?
It says, which is the best place for sentence 10? If you like to take close shots, you will want to get a camera with an optical zoom. A, move sentence 10 to the beginning of paragraph C. Move sentence 10 to follow sentence 11. C, remove sentence 10, and D, move sentence 10 to follow sentence 8. I think it's A.
Move sentence 10 to the beginning of paragraph C, and that is what we want to do, right? So let's see, sentence 10, right? If you like to take close shots, you'll want to get a camera with an optical zoom. So that's more of a topic sentence here, right? So with this feature, so that's a problem right there with the way this paragraph starts. What feature, right? How do we start a paragraph with this feature, right? Talking about antecedents and things like that. We don't know what we're referencing. So by putting with you, if you like to take close shots, you'll want to get a camera with an optical zoom. With this feature, you can get clear images without sacrificing high quality prints. Right now, it makes sense what this feature is. It's talking about taking close shots with an optical zoom. So A for 10. And last one, Nilda, give that one a try.
Yes, question. Which is the most effective revision of the sentence 13? Once the memory card is full, transferring or the deletion of pictures is necessary before you can take more. A, once the memory card is full, transfer or the deleting of pictures is necessary before you can take more pictures. B, once the memory card is full, you must transfer or deleting pictures before you can take more. C, once the memory card is full, it is necessary that you transfer or necessary that you delete the pictures before you can take more pictures. D, once the memory card is full, you must transfer or delete pictures before you can take more. D.
D. So you must transfer or delete. We're making sure that we keep our verbs in the same form. That's the one difference between B and D. So D is in dog. Once the memory card is full, you must transfer or delete pictures before you can take more. So D there for the last one. And as I mentioned, if you're thinking about eliminating wording, making sure that we're talking concise, we're writing in a concise, clear manner. Look at C, right? Once the memory card is full, it is necessary that you transfer or necessary that you delete the pictures before you can take more pictures. Oof, right? So you can tell right there, it's like, okay, that's going to be incorrect. And I mentioned, typically your answers are not going to be longer than the sentence you should be correcting. Maybe once in a while, if you're like missing a subject or a verb and they're asking you to do something like that. But there's just way too many words there, and it's repetitious, using necessary too many times there. All right, so D is in dog. Do I need to follow up with any answers for anybody?
Please, can I get number one?
Number one. Okay, so for number one, we had C. For the first one, there are many of them. And then D, eat only the food. And then B, these strays are two. T-O-O.
Okay.
And then A, his or her animals go. Dealing with.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, all good there. Okay, so let's talk just a minute about tomorrow and then moving forward. Yeah, so tomorrow it's going to be a much longer day. So, we wouldn't have had time to complete both of those in one day. So tomorrow, the summative test is going to be, comprehensive, everything from Unit 1 through Unit 4. There's more reading involved, so I'm going to get you guys reading some passages again. I know with the drop-down boxes, I've been taking care of that, but to kind of get back in that habit, give you guys some reading, some chances to read, some practice. We'll get back into that. Also, the very last question in the summative review is asking you to do an extended response. When we get to that point, we'll talk about it. And my plan is to use the example that they have, which I've done before, to let you guys write on your own. and develop a written response, an extended response from the prompt that's there at the end. I'm going to put that up on Google Classroom, and we'll talk about as far as like, you know, if you guys want to take the weekend or however long, I'll have instructions as far as submitting it. Probably just have you guys submit it to me through email so I can take a look at it, make corrections, give you guys some advice, and then we can do it as many times as we want, because we also have, there's another example in like, actually, let me see if I can show you real quick. So yeah, down here at the bottom, I'm sorry, yeah, that's the summative assessment. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. At the end of that, there's going to be, you know, the one example of an extended response. Up here, though, in the formative assessment, if I can get to it, here to have an extended response with a different set of passages. So that one you can work on as well. And we can talk about that, you know, for more practice too. But it's the same directions basically, right? You're going to support one of the passages. Any questions about the unit so far, or what we're doing tomorrow, or anything else language arts wise? So next week, I'll get with Tracy Johnson and we'll, you know, pass on your information to get you guys set up to take the practice test. I won't do that until like next week, because, you know, we're still going to get through some stuff and everything. So no necessary rush on that. I know you guys just finished science and those kind of are converging. So I might talk to Rachel as far as, you know, the plan there as far as getting your guys practice test in for science as well. And I assume, do you guys still have a decent amount of math left? Right? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just trying not to stack you guys up with the practice test and everything. So at least that one will be down the road. We can deal with science, language arts right now. So anyway, if there's no questions, get a good night's sleep, because we're going to have a much longer day tomorrow. We'll finish out the week with the summative assessment. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.